Hello everyone.
Welcome to the Spirit Lounge podcast with me, David.
And me, Glenda.
And we are psychic mediums from both sides of the pond.
I'm in Australia.
And I'm in the UK.
And we're joining forces to discuss and talk about the world of psychics, mediumship, and all things spiritual. We might even throw some random life topics in there too.
So come with us now on our podcast journey. Let's see what's happening in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode.
Hello everybody, hello listeners, hello watchers if you're watching us live. Welcome to the Spirit Lounge live with myself and Glenda. Hello Glenda.
Hi David, hello listeners, welcome to Spirit Lounge. I'm excited.
Yeah, something different for today, isn't it? We are live streaming, so we can see people watching us through Facebook. But yeah, Glenda, it's a new thing for us, and straight back from your holidays. So I'm throwing ourselves in deep end here. So how was your holiday to start with?
It was so fabulous. I tell you what, I could have stayed there longer. I think hubby and I have decided we're going to do a whole month next time.
Oh,
We'd like to move there for a couple of months and just kind of go with the flow, because I did a bit of the spiritual stuff over there, and the pricing is exactly the same as it is here. Like, I went to sound healing and, that sort of stuff, and they charge exactly what they do here. So it was so nice to go and receive, be
yeah.
in the energy of the sounds, and, do a bit of healing for myself. So it was good. Got a lot of cocktails in me as well. So spirit that way instead
Got to
of
be done.
in there the
Got to
other
be
way.
done. Got to do it.
Got to taste spirit in so many different flavors.
Fabulous. My turn next in a couple of weeks
Oh
when I go
gosh,
away. Yeah, I can't
yeah.
wait. Can't wait. But anyhow, people that are watching, welcome Glenda back. But now this is about you. So we are doing this episode to answer your questions live and in the flesh. So, you're aware, if you listen to the podcast regularly, that we talk about different topics and give our own views and opinions on things. We've had lots of guests on as well. But today in this Spirit Lounge, it's about you guys. So we're not doing personal readings. But we are going to be answering your questions. So if you are on your own spiritual journey and you have questions about that, if you're just inquisitive about the spirit world, what happens and all this business, whatever questions you've got, there can be personal questions as well. If you've got personal questions you'd like to ask about us, you can do that as well, and we'll answer within reason. But yeah, go ahead. This is about you. And as it's mentioned in the post when I first posted about this episode, it'll be recorded. It's been recorded as well for an actual episode of the podcast. So for those people that can't be here watching us or listening to us live and in the flesh, it will be posted or uploaded as a new episode, so those people can listen to it back and listen to what we've had to say. So you'd never know. If you ask a question, you might be answering a question that other people have had as well and can't be here to ask it. And some people sometimes don't know where to go to ask a question and without feeling judged about it. So if you've got a burning question, then please do ask it, and we'll have a look in the comments and we'll answer your questions as honestly as we can from our own experience. As we say, we're going to talk from personal experience and opinion, our own personal opinions on things. So yeah, that's it really. So let's say hello to the people that we can see in the chat. So now Margaret Bennett was the first one on. So good morning, Margaret. Leanne, hello to you as well. Good morning.
Hello, Leanne. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Doreen. Who else? Anita. We got Sally. Who else have we got? Emma. Oh, it must be all the morning people over there.
Oh, Colin Walker.
Yeah.
Good morning, Colin. Great concept, great title, Spirit Lounge. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I've
thank you.
had this type when I first started. Just a bit backstory. When I first started on this journey and started to go professional, I didn't want to just be David Hale, psychic medium, because to me it's so overused. So I wanted something else. So I wanted to have to put some kind of branding on it, which was me and my friends came up with the Spirit Lounge. But then we dropped it. And then it's just come back round again. So yeah, just something a bit different,
how funny
isn't it?
was that?
I
we were trying
know.
to decide what to call it, and I said to David, I'm really being pulled to Spirit Lounge. And he said, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. When I first started, I used to have the Spirit Lounge, so that was it. We were
Yeah,
in the making of Spirit
see,
Lounge.
that's it. That's where it's come from. Oh, we've got a question though,
Yeah.
Glenda. So we've got a question from Leanne. So, hi guys, I was wondering how you continue your development now you are working and teachers yourselves. Was there a time when you felt you needed to step back from a regular circle now that your work teaching role has taken over? Thank you for the podcast. I love it. Well, thank you, Leanne. Love the question. I'm going to pin that question so it doesn't disappear. And I don't know if that's worked or not, but let's see. So Leanne, for myself, I think with part of the development, I think it's just being aware that we always develop. So whenever I do a demonstration, I always learn something new. So I always come away from a demonstration. Um, I try not to overanalyze it because I think sometimes when you get into overanalyzing stage, you can do your own head in and kind of talk yourself out of things. But I think when I come away from a demonstration, I always think, okay, how did that go? I actually felt that was good, or it could have been better. It wasn't my best, but it was all right. And I always learn something from a demonstration. Um, and I'm just open to learning whatever, and it's not even just from doing demonstrations. It could be from talking to Glenda or having a conversation with another medium that I know. It's just being open to, oh, that's a new idea, or that's a different point of view that I've not thought of before. So it does always keep you. I guess that's why we do this podcast, is because um, we might be able to do the same thing for somebody else by giving them a slightly different perspective on something or a different viewpoint. So it works both ways as well. And I think for me, I stepped out of circle when when did I step out of circle? I think it might have been last year or a year before. I felt like I'd got to my end point with that circle, and I couldn't not that I couldn't learn anymore, because we can always learn more and things like that. But when you're in a circle, you are reading for the same people week in, week out. And I just felt for me that it wasn't expanding my ability
Mm.
any further. So I did step back. And sometimes you've got, I know we always say we're developing mediums. And I know another medium says that as well, who we know, who says, I'm still developing. We are, but we also need to get to a point where we go, yes, but I am a medium. Because would a doctor say I'm a developing doctor, or I'm a developing what's the word I'm looking for? Developing what's a counselor or developing psychotherapist. We don't say that those kind of things. You kind of at some point go, yes, I am still developing in certain areas. However, this is my job and I am a medium. That's just my thought process on it. What about you, Glenda?
You own it. You've got to own it at some
Yeah.
point and step into that role and I guess embrace it. I was the same. I was jumping on here and there to some practice groups all around, but I think you get to a point where you just kind of go, this isn't doing anything for me. If anything,
Yeah.
it's making me cringe at some of the things that are being said and done on these development groups. So you have to be really careful where you go, that you don't go backwards. I guess I don't know if you can go
Mm.
backwards, but it's just more of what's being said, what's being the conversation that's been had on those groups. So if you are developing, I think you just pick what's more that you're pulled to, where you're happy going. But you just every day is your growth. Every day is your development. Every time you do a connection, that's where you're learning. Again, like David said, you take it back and you have a bit of a reflection on how did you go? How was your connection? What came through? That sort of thing. So you kind of critique yourself. And we have to remember not to be so hard on ourselves, because we are our worst nightmare, our worst
Yeah. What's
critique, like
critics? Yeah. Yeah.
critics. We are, and we have to at some point just go, I did my best and leave it at that, because if you go into over analyzing, overthinking, that's where you bring yourself unstuck. So as long as you go in and do your best, go in with a clear mind, separate your world to what you're doing that day, and just do what you have to do. I think your development just happens every day. I
Every
mean, I
day's
still would love, yeah,
every day's a
I'd
school
still
day.
want to, yeah, every day's a school day, exactly. But I'm still keen to come over and do some more development with different mediums. Like for me, it's more about working, coming over and doing some work with some different mediums. That's how I grow. So pick the people you want to grow with, pick the people that want to help you in that little time frame, because that's not all your life. It's just that little time. And then you go and do some more work with other people, because again, like we always say, we're not with the same teacher all through school. So you're going to learn little snippets from everyone. So I hope that answers your question, Leanne. And it depends how far in your development you are. For the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, go with whatever feels right. And then I don't mind still stepping back in every now and then to push myself a bit more, or getting another medium to push me, because um, when someone else is kind of asking the questions, is what I kind of learn is when we teach, David and I, we teach together as well. We push our students in different ways, and then I kind of go, that's how I learnt, so that's how we're going to teach our students. So yeah, that's kind of my answer as well, if that
Okay.
makes any sense.
Yes. We've got some more questions as well here. Lovely people, lovely questions coming in. We love it, love it. Hope it's answered your question, Leanne. Thank you for asking. And if you have any more, please do. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like. So Anne Trainer from Ireland, Anne Trainer Wellness Centre. Hello, Anne. Thank you very much for joining. And I know you've shared this out to your students, and you shared it out online as well. So we appreciate you. Thank you. So, okay, talk to us about vulnerability, a moment edged in time that Spirit stepped forward to assist you. Can you talk us through, as it's something that scares us all to be seen and heard? Oh, well, I think one of the most vulnerable things in mediumship is just putting yourself out there. And whether it be on platform or whether it just be in general, it can be a scary thing to do. So for me personally, when I developed my mediumship, I didn't develop to be a platform medium. I just developed mediumship to be a medium. That's it. I had no thoughts of, I'm going to go on stage and do all this, because the thought of that, would bring me out in hives. I've been really dramatic there, but do you know what I mean? And because being on platform is in a vulnerable space, because I've done stage work before, but with mediumship it's a bit different, because it's an experiment ultimately. And so for me, getting out on platform, I started platform online actually. So when the pandemic hit, I did a lot of stuff online. That's kind of how I built up the platform work. But doing platform work online like this is very different to being in an actual physical space, stood on a rostrum in a church or a stage or whatever it is you want to call it. Because it is quite vulnerable. But my opportunity came when Bill Hughes, our fairy godfather, Bill Hughes, psychic medium, he basically gave me no choice but to go on stage with him. So he took me out for my very first platform demonstration. In front, it was 100 people. My first ever demonstration, 100 people in that space, and I can't tell you how nervous that I was. And
Were you shitting bricks?
Shitting bricks, shitting the whole house, love, not just the bricks. But as I sat there on stage, I sat there going, what am I doing here? What if I can't get anything? What if I stand up there and nothing comes out of my mouth? What if I look a bit silly? And all that was going through my head, and I was sat there. I don't know if I was visibly shaking, but I was shaking because I was so nervous about it. Obviously, it worked and people enjoyed it. But it's just, you do feel very vulnerable in that space, and you do think you're not you think you're not getting, you have that imposter syndrome. You think, and although Bill was there and I know he wouldn't let anything happen to me, in my mind, it's like, but I've also not got to let myself down or Bill down because Bill's invited me to do this. And so, um, yeah, that was a very vulnerable moment. But I think every time you go on platform, it's vulnerable anyway, because you don't know who's going to be there. You don't know what's going to happen. So that's probably the most vulnerable I've felt in my mediumship journey, really. And you, Glenda?
Probably out there with you and Bill, full of COVID, and I didn't even know I had COVID.
Mm,
And then I thought, you know what? I'm up there on stage with you and Bill, with Minty, Nick, and I thought, well, they got my back, it's the way it is. And um, yeah, that was pretty vulnerable. And also when I do my little spirit, a moment with spirit here as well. It's putting myself out there, being vulnerable. You don't know who's going to turn up, and just trusting the process of stepping out. But I do remember going live. You know how we used to go live and do readings and that when we were
yeah,
on SPTV and all that sort of thing. That was pretty nerve-wracking, and a lot of the time I used to have to get up at 3 or 4 in the morning because of the time
time
difference to
difference.
be
Yeah.
on there, and I'd be like, shit, can I even do this? I'm not even like, I'm half asleep. Can I even connect to spirit? Can I do this? Oh my fuck God, my God, can I do this? And it happens. You still do it, and you still have the connections, but it works. And I guess you put yourself out there. So if you are wanting to spread your wings, if you're wanting to push yourself, sure, jump online and do some lives and see the connections you make, because you can do it. On the other hand, you're going to attract a lot of uh, people that are going to be negative. You're going to get the trolls. You're going to get all of the bullshit that comes with being online and being on a live, because they can't help themselves. So you kind of learn to switch off from that negativity and keep that connection with spirit going, which again expands you a bit more. So yeah, there's a lot of vulnerable things there. Both of us stepping out. And like we say, we're no experts. We have not been doing this for 20 plus years, like a lot of other people, where they don't get nervous. I still get nervous. David still gets nervous. And I think that's just going to be always part of us, no matter what. I think even after 20 years, I'll probably still get nervous.
Mm,
But
yeah.
again, I think there's that excitement as well. You're doing something that's exciting as well. So yeah,
There you go.
that's about it. Yeah. I just want to say hello to my Carmel. I hope she's still on here. Carmel's
Oh,
one of
Karma,
my
yes.
people. Yeah, Carmel.
Um,
So there
and
mustn't be
Patrick as
many people
well.
coming on.
Good morning,
Yeah.
Patrick.
So
Yeah,
good morning, yeah, Patrick. And Collins had another message as well.
got the
I think
question.
he posted something as well. A question, yeah.
So Colin said, what do you guys think to spiritualism going global and its impact on humanity during these times? Oh, wow. I'm going to be, not that I'm not honest, but I'm going to be completely honest. Um, from what I'm seeing out there, because I work a lot of spiritualist churches and spiritualist centers, as many of you know, and Glenda knows as well. And currently, what I'm seeing out there is not what I would call spiritual or people following spiritualism. Because the amount of infighting that I'm seeing in these churches through their committees, mediums slagging off other mediums, this person not this person not that, but that person shit, that person's better, that person's God, that and so I don't have a great opinion of spiritualism at this particular point, to be perfectly honest. Now, although I do the work that I do, I constantly question. Because people will sometimes ask me, no, what religion are you? And do you know, I can't. There's this thing out there that if you're a medium, you have to be a spiritualist, or you have to be this, you have to be that. And I say bollocks to all that. You don't need to be any one thing. It's too many putting in boxes. And I mean, I'll always have a Catholic foundation because I was raised Roman Catholic. So I'll always have that Catholic base. However, I don't prescribe to the religion. I've not been to a Catholic service since I was 13 years of age, and that's 30 years ago. And so, and even when I think to myself now, okay, what am I? Which it's a really stupid question for me to ask myself. So, no, what are you? It's like if you ask someone, what are you? It's the same as you ask yourself, right? Um, I can't. I'm closer to spiritualist, I think, but I at the minute I can't put that term on me because from what I'm seeing, I didn't want to be embroiled in any of that Catholic. And it's, I don't say nonsense because people believe I don't want to take away from people, but from what I'm seeing out there in this industry, spiritualism, it's not. I can't sit here and say it's helping people and it's bringing people together because what I'm seeing is it's bringing people apart. So I don't know really what impact it's going to have on the world globally if people locally can't get their shit together. Do you know what I mean? So I'd like to sit here and say, spiritualism is it helps people across the globe and it brings people together. But that's, from my perception at the minute, that's not what's happening from what I'm seeing. I wished it did, but at the minute I don't know because I think there's so much going on out there, different views and opinions. I say people arguing with each other, slagging each other off, and you're not this and you're that, and not stuff. So to me, it's just that it's not. It doesn't feel a positive thing at the moment. From just other people may have different experiences, but I'm not involved in it as deeply as other people are because I'm not affiliated with the SNU or any of those organisations. I trained in an independent spiritualist church, and I do my own thing. Although I work in the churches, I do my own thing, so I don't get involved in it too much. But I hope it will change. But I think the world's changing. If you look at, again, this is just my view and opinion on it. This is from my experience, is that when I grew up, I grew up in religion. Now I had to go to church up until I was 13. Because I don't know, I did the baptism and the Holy Communion and the first confirmation. I did all that. And everyone in my family, at least my mum's side, we all went to church. We all had this religious thing, this religious upbringing. Now, my mum's not particularly religious, but it's just we had to do it, right? Because my grandparents are Irish Catholic and, they did all that thing, go and see the Pope and all that. So we had to do it to keep appearances, right? But I think if you look at the world today, it's changed. Even if you look at certain spiritualist churches, you can see people switching off during a Sunday service because they don't want to hear the philosophy or your address. They've only come for the reading, for the demonstration. So I think that's just the generation today, is that from what I see, religion is not so is not involved in people's upbringings as it was back in our time. Like we're really old. It's changed. And so I don't know if people are paying so much attention to religion anymore unless you were really brought up with it in your family. That makes
And
sense.
no one is anymore. Yeah, and no one is anymore. I mean, who brings up their children to be religious anymore compared to what we do? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a bit sus. So I was raised Muslim with Catholic, and I guess with my kind of spiritualism feels. I am a bit sus. I'm saying I'm a bit sus, a bit of everything. Do you know what I mean? Do I believe in God? Yeah, I do believe in God. You know what I mean? Like I think that all of that, we are God. God is within us, all of that. But if we go into what's happening with it all now, ego is taking over. Ego. And
That's
there's
it. Yeah.
jealousy amongst people, and one can't be happy for another person. Instead, they're slagging them off, or they're tearing them down, or bitching about their mediumship, or it just. I'm lucky enough. I live in a bit of a bubble over here. I don't have a lot of it. I don't go to spiritual churches like you guys do over there. So you guys are fully immersed in all of it. But I see a lot of it on social media and I just disconnect. I don't even do Facebook on my
Mm.
own, like my own personal Facebook. I can't be stuffed. The less time I spend on social media, the better for me it is. If I can like someone's stuff, I'll like someone's stuff. I see stuff that I don't like and I just scroll on. Is my opinion or putting a comment on that negative or putting something on someone's stuff necessary? No, I don't think so. Um, People, like I said in the last podcast, everyone has an opinion. But you can't say something without it being taken in some sort of reflection or positive light. Everyone takes everything so personally. Everyone takes things as a negative. There's no reflection on it. There's no, taking a step back and going, oh, you know what, you might be right there. No, it's just, oh, do you think you're better than me or you're a troll or something like that? So I think you just got to remember why you're doing this. If you're a medium, why are you showing up? Like, we're supposed to all come from love. They say love and light, but no, there's not a lot of light. There's a lot of bullshit there. Um, if you just come from a place of love, I think that's the ultimate thing. That's where you need to come from. Leave the ego at the door, leave the jealousy at the door, leave all the bullshit at the door, all the gossip and all the stuff that goes with it. Leave it at the door. If you're going to a church for, for a Sunday um, gathering or anything like that, remember why you're going there. You're going there to be in the energy,
Yeah.
like to remember why we are all here, what's brought us all here together. And maybe if someone gets a message, you're happy for them, they probably needed it that day. So yeah, I think that's where we stand with it. I think that was it for Patrick? I can't
Yeah,
remember
Patrick
who
said
that
no.
was
That's
for.
for Colin, but Patrick has said yeah, it's just
Patrick.
ego.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
is ego.
it's
It is. A
yeah,
lot of it's ego. And,
yeah.
like
Mostly
I've
is.
got more followers than you and I've got this and I've got that. Who gives a shit?
No, I don't
Gives a
care.
shit.
And whatever. And Emma said, I've
Whatever.
never known so much bitching between mediums and committee members as there has been this year. It's shocking. I can't believe how many are knocking others and their ability. It's really sad. It is. It is. And that's why I don't get involved with other people, really. I have my
No.
support like Glenda and Bill, but I let them get on with it, basically. Can't be asked. Um, Janet Butler. Good morning, Janet. Good morning. What's your opinion, please? And lovely Janet, I've worked with Janet or for Janet for a long time for Windsor Spiritualist Church, and Janet runs some lovely psychic nights over in Rickmansworth. So Janet said, what is your opinion? Over the last few months, I've heard mediums are slagging other mediums off. It's not a new thing, Janet. Do you think there's a lot of egos and jealousy? Do you think it's a lot of egos and jealousy and maybe they should keep quiet? I think it's really what Glenda said is that, I think it's the world we live in. You don't have to have an opinion on everything. There's so much shit that I see on different social media platforms, and I feel like I really put a comment after each one, but I think no, because one, I am aware of where I want to place my energy. And two, I don't have to have a viewpoint on every single thing that I see. And so I keep myself to myself. I don't get involved because what happens is as soon as you put a comment, someone else then comments on your comment. And then before you know it, you're embroiled in an argument with someone over the internet who you don't even bloody know. And you see that I look at comments on the internet, I think these people are fighting. They've got no clue who each person is, but they're happy to sit there arguing. Why? What are you doing? Why are you wasting your time? I'm sure you've got better things going on in your life, more important things going on in your life than sat there and then talking shit about someone or each other. You don't even know each other. So it's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, I think that this industry, as I've learnt, we've both learnt, any medium that's watching this has learnt, is that there are a lot of egos and there are people who may have the green-eyed monster, maybe be a bit envious or a bit jealous. Um, I think sometimes it is human nature because whether we like it or not, we can judge people. And I'm certainly not going to sit here and say I'm all love and light and an angel because I'm certainly not. But I tend not to judge people. I have opinions, but I tend not to judge them because I've been judged myself. I just think in this industry, I doesn't say just this industry, but I guess other industries as well because I've had it in other places. But um, when you are being seen to be more successful than other people or whatever, then you are going to get, again, the green-eyed monsters out there who want to bring you back down or bring you down a peg or two, rightly or wrongly. But I also think, as I experienced a couple of months ago, is that there's also people in the industry who think that things should be done in a certain way. And if you're not doing them in a certain way, then you are not good enough to do it, basically. So to give you an example, so when I do open platform, well, not open platform, when I do platform, when I do demonstrations, I give my information. I very rarely go direct to anybody. So most of the links that I give are going indirect, and it works for me, right? But I did a demonstration at Spiritual Centre where the woman told me at the end that I should have learned a lesson that night, and I should not throw it out there, but I should tune into each person and go directly. And then I found out afterwards that she had a conversation with my friend who recommended me that she doesn't like mediums who throw things out there. So basically tried to make me feel like I wasn't good enough a medium because I don't work how she expects people to work or wants people to work. Well, newsflash, I don't work for her. I work for spirit. And so there are people out there who will tell you that you have to do it this way, and if you don't do it that way, you're not good enough. Well, bollocks to that, basically, because I work how I work and it works for me. And I've seen that other way of working, and it doesn't always work for people. So there are just, unfortunately, it's just the industry. I guess you can say that about the hairdressing industry or the fashion industry or the music industry. It's all the same. I think that everyone has, we all got an ego, whether we like it or not, but it's how we use the ego, which is a different thing. But I also think, though, and I feel that I know who Janet's talking about and who I know Emma is talking about as well. I'm not going to mention his name, but I feel I know what they're talking about. We also have to be aware, and maybe this is where my ego comes in. If it's the same medium I'm thinking of, we have to be aware of the hero worshipping that goes on. Because while these people are saying that we can't big ourselves up as mediums, and if we say that we're really good or fantastic, then we're being egotistical. But if you're saying that, then what's the difference between doing that and bigging up and hero worshipping another medium? Because what we have to be careful of is that we are not going to what's the word? I've lost the word. That we're not going to alienate the other great mediums that are out there by singling one person out all the time. Because what you'll find is those mediums stop working for you. So then each week you're going to have that same medium every single week. So we have to be aware of that as well, is that there are some fantastic mediums out there who I know, who I've watched. But then also when I've seen spiritual groups on Facebook saying, let's talk about who our favorite medium is and mine is, and named them, and then get everyone in the comments naming their favorite mediums and feeding into the same medium, then what is that doing? Is that an arse kissing exercise? Or what is that?
I wouldn't return. But
we have to be careful.
The medium's actually given up their time, their energy to come onto those
Exactly.
platforms and work for free, and then they're putting up posts to say, who's your favorite medium, such and such medium, and then they're naming them. Like, that is such a kick in the guts or kick in the balls, if you'd say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that was me, I wouldn't go back on that platform ever again.
I mean, and why would you? Why would you? Because that just shows a little. that what I saw, and it's not about the same medium who Janet and Emma, who I feel is talking about. This is somebody else, and I looked at that, and look, I mean, you could sit here and say, "Oh, Dave, was your ego hurt?" No, no. What it is that, as you said, Glinda, the other mediums that come on there onto these free online demonstrations are given their time, their energy, their skill set for free, but yet you want to single one person out and kiss his ass. Mm-mm. That if you're an organization and you are asking for mediums to come on to your search, onto your platform to work for you, then you need to respect all of the mediums, not keep singling people out. So that's why I put my foot down there. And so certain platforms I won't go on to because the behaviors come back to the jealousy thing and the ego thing. There are platforms I won't work with again because the behaviors they display publicly, like, that's not a bit of me. Sorry. I don't want to be involved in your dramas and all that shit. Sorry. No, I don't do this work for that. So people just think there's the same person, but people just seem not to have any self-awareness whatsoever. And you've got no self-awareness, then, I don't need to be working for you or with you. That's it.
Right. Oh, we've got Kaza in the house. Kaza.
Hey, Kaza.
Here.
I just want to talk about Colin just
Love
said there.
Kaza.
Colin's just said, Spirit have always guided me to go direct, so I do. And I teach this, but I deeply respect all mediums who don't. Like, this is about acceptance, each of their own, and that should be respected fully. Absolutely. So I think, no, whatever your opinion is, make it respectful. Because working indirectly, it works for me. Because in life in general, my sense of direction is absolutely shit. And we know as mediums that Spirit will use our frame of reference and our life experience to work through us. Now, if it once took me 4 hours to drive from Luton to Slough, which is 34 miles, once upon a time, it took us 4 hours. There's 4 of us in the car. It took us 4 hours to frigging get there. Then I've got no hope in hell of always going direct to somebody, right? And so, no. So Spirit, sometimes, yes, I am pulled to a person, but I'm aware that I don't want to work psychically. Right. So I feel that if I'm pulled to a person and someone says to me, I'm drawn to you, then you're not drawn. Spirit's not drawing you to me. You're working psychically there. That's my personal opinion. And when I'm on platform, I do no psychic at all. And so it works for me to go indirect because I'm not paying attention to who's sat in front of me, to be perfectly honest. I'm paying attention to who the spirit link is, who I've got, and I then put it out. I hate this term throwing out. As mediums who go indirect, we do not throw anything out. We're not playing rounders here. We're not playing ball. I am relaying what Spirit have given to me. So they pick their person, not me. I don't want to pick a person. They are picking that person, not me. And so I've got no bias in that demonstration at all. It's purely Spirit. But yeah, I agree with what Colin said. Whatever your opinion is, do you really think Spirit give a shit about how you get the message to someone? Because that's not evidence. That's just a process. Evidence is what you give once you've got your link, right? Spirit don't give a shit how you get that message across, as long as you get it to the right person. Do you think they're sat up there going, oh, he's gone direct, is really good, or he's gone indirect, is really shit? No, they're not doing that. Do you think so? I don't think so. They just want you to, because I think Spirit have got more things to be worried about personally, like all the ego and the bullshit that goes on in the industry. I think they're far more worried about that than how someone gets a bloody message out on platform. I mean, come on. But there are people in the industry who will bitch about that. I know there are churches who call indirect mediumship bingo mediumship. But that's how the SNU are trained. But they call it bingo. So there's so much snobbery in this industry. I'm so sick of it. And that's why I say bollocks to everybody. I get on with what I do and how I do it, and it works for me. So there you go. That's my little rant there. Thank you, Colin. But it had to be said because it pisses me off. But there you go. Right, what else have we got? Let me see.
I have to thank Anne for the book she sent me. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I got it as
to read
well.
her
I
book.
saw your video. I did my video for her as well. So Anne, yes, we appreciate that. Thank you, Anne.
Yes.
Let me see. I know that Patrick said there's a saying, not a great one, but there's many ways to skin a cat. There's more ways to skin. Yeah, get it, love it. Sorry to all the vegans who are watching. Let's
Oh, that's my favorite saying, Leanne, stay in my lane. I
stay in
say
your
this
lane.
all the time. I'm always trying to stay in my lane. Oh my goodness. Oh, forever.
Um, as Anne said, it's a nightmare. Stick to yourself, support each other. We will know the difference. Use your noggin. No, absolutely. That's absolutely right. Colin, you're welcome to have a nice little round. Get it off my chest.
David's always ranting. Have you not noticed?
I don't rant. I think you're more the ranter. I don't really. I try not to. I try not to give my energy to it, but things annoy me. And
No.
I think sometimes if we don't draw attention to certain things, then people just keep getting away with it, don't they? And so there you go.
Actually, if we're going to talk about drawing our attention to certain things, what about all the things that are on social media? Like, what pisses you off the most, David? You know, like some of the sayings that are out there. Um, I think we spoke about it earlier on. I can see that smirk on your face, and you know exactly where I'm going.
What do you mean? My list of things that annoy me. Are
Yeah,
we, are,
let's see what our followers or our friends on social media think about
are
our
we
little
really going
list.
to? Are we really going to go here? Right, people. If you're still watching, I know that the numbers have gone up a little bit, which is fabulous. Thank you. If you've got some more questions, do stick them in the comments. Please do, because we're here to answer your questions as well. Oh my God, I don't know. I've got a whole list of things, people, on my phone of terminology and words in the spiritual community which irritate me.
I'll start it
For
off. I'll start it
Oh,
off.
go on.
Halloween. Oh, Halloween. I can't stand every time I open social media or there's something going, the veil is thin today. Like if it is thin today. The veil is thin every goddamn day. Like really, just because it's a day of such and such means it's thinner. I just think that is a whole lot of crap. Now, I'd love to hear what other people have that gets on their goat. What gets on your goat? What saying do you see that people use on social media that gets on your goat? The other one is Spirit told me that I had to do this. Spirit told me I had to buy this crystal bowl. No, they effing didn't. So I'm trying to refrain from swearing. No, Spirit didn't
You're
tell
doing
you to
very
buy
well,
that
love.
crystal. You wanted to buy that crystal bowl. That's why you bought it. Spirit didn't tell you to go and buy it. Like, I'd love to hear what people have got that gets on their go. So, like, post them up because David has a whole list.
I've
What's
got
one of
hot.
your favorites?
One of my favourites. Oh, God. Uh, what? Oh, what do I say? What do I say?
What's the
Oh,
veil?
what's the veil? Exactly, Colin. What is the veil? What is the veil? Precisely. That, but it seems it only ever happens at Halloween that suddenly the veil has become thinner between the two worlds. I mean, the only thing that's thinning around here is my hair. That's the only thing that's thinning. That's it. I wish my thighs were thinning and other places, but and my hair wasn't, but it is. Um, there is no veil, people. The veil is in your mind. That is it. I think sometimes it's used as because it's Halloween, it's used as that, I guess, a marketing tool, isn't
You
it?
can feel the spirit, people
Well, in that
close
case,
up.
because I would say if the veil is really thin at Halloween, I want to watch a demonstration at Halloween where mediums get the name, address, telephone number, and my inside leg measurement. If it's that thin, I want those finer details, please. Show me. Show me how thin that veil is. I bet you can't. So there you go. Anyhow.
Anne said, "My mind is my veil."
No, exactly, but that's what it is. It's how clear your mind is. If you find Halloween a particular, clear time in your head, fair enough. But it should be the same all year round, right?
Exactly.
I find Christmas.
Should need a
It
day.
feels like to me that Christmas should be that, but it all comes back to the All Souls Day and where Halloween came from, and it's all that kind of stuff. So it's not, and this I don't. Well, in my opinion, it's not a real thing. but there you go.
Uh,
But Anne Trainer, do you believe that our life lessons have a particular theme throughout our life, or we have a mixed bag of just about everything? Interesting. What do you think, Linda? Because you're the one into I don't know if this is soul contract related, but when you talk about life lessons and those kind of things,
okay.
maybe you want to start off with answering that question. Do you think that there's a theme that we go through, or just a mixed bag of things?
I've always believed that we have some sort of soul contract. And then people will say, but you come here and then why does this happen? Then why does this happen? And well, why would I have signed up for that? And blah, blah. It's not that. It's that we have free will, and it might be someone else's free will that changes that journey or that contract or the way that things were supposed to play out. So is it I think we are a mixed bag. I think that we are here to experience a bit of everything, not just one particular thing. I do believe that for me and the way that I have felt being in spirit, I've also had a near-death experience. I've done a lot of regression work where I go in and talk to spirit, or regression work. It's almost just like trance, like connecting to spirit. It is so beautiful in the spirit world. It is so full of love and so healing that you don't experience all those icky bits. You don't experience all the negativity. You don't experience the hurt. You don't experience all of that stuff. So we are here to experience all of that. I do believe that it is like a mixed bag. And I guess every week is different, isn't it? Not every week is the same for everyone. Every week we go through something, whether it is heavy, whether it is sadness, whether it is happiness, whether it is laughter, joy, love, like we experience all of that while we're here. So I do believe that it is a mixed bag, and I do believe that we have free will to change a lot of things in our lives. We have free will to either sit in our grief, or we have free will to continue our life and be happy with the life that we've got right now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we can sit in our trauma, or we can choose to heal our trauma. We have free will. So if that answers that question in a roundabout way, I hope that makes sense. But I do feel like there are certain points in life that we do reach, or that I've always believed we have exit points, or that we have points that we can change, or we're supposed to hit that point at some time in our life, whether it is sooner or later. There are certain points we're supposed to reach when we come here. So, and again, if we don't reach those points, that goes into another lifetime. If you're into the same sort of belief that I am into. It all baffles David.
Yeah, because I don't know what to
know.
do. Well, for that soul contract, that's a whole different topic anyway. But no, I agree. I believe that it's a mixed bag. If we look at our own personal lives, for example, been through many different scenarios, many different experiences, many different lessons, they've not once been the same. So just from personal experience, it's not just my opinion, but from personal experience, I believe there is we go through a mixed bag of experiences. Not just for me, it's not been a theme. Some people it might be, it might be some people going through a certain theme in their life. But for me, it hasn't been that way. It's been different things that I've experienced.
But again, if like Anne's talking about, like we go through, some people keep going over, oh, I keep going through the same patterns, or I keep I'm getting hurt, or maybe it's about learning to forgive, where you came here, you really needed to learn forgiveness, or maybe you came here and you really needed to trust, because a lot of us don't trust everyone, that sort of thing. So there might be patterns in our life that we go through. I definitely see that. And you think, oh, are you freaking kidding me? I thought that I'd gone through this. Why am I learning this lesson again? Why is this happening again? And you kind of question that, and you think, didn't I learn this in the last time? I mean, sometimes you wonder when people have been married 3 or 4 times and you go, what the freak? Have you not learned your lesson yet? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what am I not learning here? You start questioning that. So,
Yeah.
yes, there is patterns I believe that we do go through. Um, whether it is relationships, whether it is family dynamics, whether it is friendships or things like that, like we do seem to go in certain patterns. So yeah, I do believe we are a mixed bag of everything. What else have
Colin,
you got here?
Colin said, I'd like to see the pen that signs the soul contract. Where is it? And
They
Patrick,
need they
um,
definitely put invisible ink in mine.
Patrick, Halloween was invented by the Irish. Don't trust it. Oh bugger, I'm half Irish. It's not my fault or my family's fault that I'm aware of. Right, what else have we got? Oh, Cameron Quinn just said, just raise your vibration. Absolutely.
Yes, that one. Raise, but it's another saying that you just need to raise your vibration. No, people just need to stop being dicks. Full, you know what I mean?
It
When you
is,
get
Glenda,
told
says
you
it
just
is.
need to rise, you just need to rise above it. You need to raise your vibration and not just be like that. No, some people just need to stop being a dick. That's what it is. Like where's the common sense in everyday life? Some people I just think have no common sense. Why do we do certain things? And you wonder.
Yeah, all the time. Um, Leanne's agreeing with what we've just said. Um, any more questions, people?
Cameron thinks
Where's
it's
this going?
funny, so I'm loving that. I'm just loving the conversations on this live too. Like it's great.
Oh, it is. It is. I
Uh,
don't know how many people show up, but we've certainly got some good interaction going on.
Being as it is refreshing. I always like
Thank you.
to
We
slip
always
in swear
we
words
do,
there.
don't we? We just say it as we feel it and regret it later. No, I don't regret anything really. Just got to say we're not being malicious. We're just saying, giving our opinions, isn't it? That's it, really.
My
Um,
opinion. That's my opinion.
yeah, no,
You
absolutely.
gotta you gotta keep it you gotta keep it real. Like we all go through this. We all and if I'm gonna go and circle back to people just being rude or coming from ego and that sort of thing. If you are going through grief and you are going through such a heavy time, why I think people need to remember that. There's so many people that are stuck in grief and people that are going through heaviness. Why are we so focused on our ego? We need to be focusing on the healing and helping people instead of looking better than somebody else.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I kind of feel that a lot of that is forgotten.
Mm.
And it isn't until you actually are touched by grief that you actually remember that feeling or what it feels like to be there again. And I'm only saying this because I've just had grief. The last 3 years hit me like a ton of bricks. And I think it keeps me humble and it keeps me back into it reminds me of who I am and that I am here as an experience, that I am human, that we all feel it. The people that we do readings for, the people that come to us, we have to be compassionate. Leave the ego at the door. Just remember what it feels like to lose that closest person to
Mm.
you
Mm.
and wind it back in. Like sometimes you just think these people have forgotten what it feels like to go through grief. That's why they're acting like that. I think, am I making excuses up for some of the stuff that they're doing? They need to be, no one needs to, but it's like until you're touched by grief so close, it changes your life. For me, it's
Mm.
changed my life
Yeah.
so much. So it reminds me every day that someone sits in front of me. Oh my God, I know that feeling. Oh my God, I know that what it feels like to be there. And I think these people need to be reminded sometimes of how awful that feeling does feel.
Mm.
So
Mm, definitely. Leanna
yeah.
said, I guess following on from that, Do you feel like your tolerance for spiritual BS reduces the further you get into your own development? Do you know, I was thinking about this the other day, Leanne, actually, and I do check myself, where my mindset is at, and I don't, I don't want to turn it into a miserable old man who was ranting and raving, because I think that the more you have learned and the more you develop and the more you have experienced in this work, the more you can recognize what is real, what's correct, and what's not correct. And when you see things that are not correct, it it pisses you off. Well, it pisses me off anyway. And so, so for example, the first 3 or 4 years of my development, I didn't know any better because it was new to me. But I'm going to my 10th year next year. Now I'm at this end of or this part of my development, I should say. I look at things that go on now in the industry, and and it does my head in. And I'm finding I'm finding myself speaking up a little bit more, and I never used to. I was never a confident person in my life, right, until I've got to this age. We tend not to care so much anymore. But no, I think for me it's got worse. I'm more pissed off than I was before. But I think it's because I care about what I do. I'm passionate about what I do, and I care about the effect that this work has on people, not just sitters or clients, but also on the people in the industry who are genuinely trying to do this work for the good of all people. So when you see the bullshit that goes on, it does irritate me, because I think there's no need for it. There's no need for that thing to be said. There's no need for that person to act that way or behave that way. And so it does irritate me. But again, that's only come from experience and seeing, in my opinion, what is the right way to behave, what isn't. Because to me, it's common sense. But as you said earlier on, some people don't seem to have any. And so, we've both heard stories about horror stories of what other people have experienced in their readings. And those things alone really irritate me. But so yeah, if that answers your question, yeah, I think I've become less tolerant of it, and I speak out a little bit more than I used to, I suppose.
And I think as you get older as well, I think you become a little bit less tolerant to the bullshit. I know for myself,
No, absolutely agree.
Going through all that I have, going through so much grief, going through so much trauma, going through all of it, and actually doing the work. When you do the work, do the healing and sit in your own shit, that's when you become a little bit more like, I can't be bothered with this. I cannot, I don't have the energy for this. And I think that's where you just disconnect. Whether that is disconnecting from all the crap that's going on, or whether that is people in your life or whatever. Like, I think that with age comes a lot of this as well.
Yeah.
But then, that's it.
Well, I've got to be honest and say as well, you might understand as well, Glenda, and just being very honest with people, there have been times, multiple times in these years, that I've really felt like quitting and giving all this up, because I look at it and I go, there's so much judgment out there. And look, I just want a nice, peaceful life, doing what I want to do and doing it to the best of my ability, doing it because I'm passionate about it. But there have been times where I've allowed other people's opinions and viewpoints and attitudes and behaviors to really make me question me doing this anymore. And so, but again, as you said, it comes with age, where you go, no, do you know what? I'm not a 16-year-old here. I'm not even a 20-year-old who can be easily influenced by certain things. No, I'm in my 40s, and I'm a man. I'm not a boy. And so, you've got to make that decision of, do I let these people affect me and affect my ability and affect my future and affect my trajectory going forward, or do I say, no, bollocks to you lot, I'm standing my power, I'm doing what I am here to do, and just get on with it, and just try and filter out some of that nonsense that goes on in the industry? Because I have wanted to quit, no lie.
But but it's almost like schoolyard behavior to me.
No, it
They're like
is. Yeah.
acting like children, and the
Yeah.
backstabbing and all the stuff that goes with it. It's schoolyard behavior. So when the freaking hell are we going to grow up? When? Uh, it's just, it gets to a point where you just go, you know what, I'm done with it. So
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
Anne also asked, how can we better connect to ourselves? Any advice? For me, I just like my own space. I can't do people. I don't know what it is. These last couple of years, I've just become so
So,
disconnected from
so intolerant of
everything and
people.
everyone. I can't do it. I just love my own space. I mean, I was told when I was in my 20s, if you can count a handful of people, like close people, on your hand, by the time you get to 50, you're doing well. And I just went, whatever, I've got heaps of friends, in your 20s, everyone's your friend. Everyone's like someone to you. But it's true. Like hit 51 now. I just think the people that I have got in my life, I love you 150, 120%, 150%, and you matter. And I think
Thank
that
you.
it's, yes, of course. I think that's where you kind of have that, you've got to create that space in your life to be with yourself, to honor yourself, to listen to yourself. If you're doing everything for everyone and so busy and running around rampant, when have you got time to listen to yourself and what your soul actually needs? You need to create that space to give yourself that time to just be with you,
Yeah.
to
I
be
think I
away
agree.
from everyone.
Yeah, I think it's making that conscious choice that, do you know what? At this moment in time, I am spending time on me. So for me, one of the things that I connect myself with me is that I'm at the gym 5 days a week. But that's my little hour and a half, sometimes need two
Mm.
hours, killing myself at the gym. But that's where I feel like I'm in my zone. If I put it that way instead, I'm in my zone and I can focus on me and focus on how I feel, whether it's looks wise, mental wise, emotional wise, whatever else. I always come out of the gym feeling great about myself. And that's just how I connect myself to me. I don't sit here meditating, right? Um, I've got one of those minds that I'm always doing something, and I'm one of those people, really annoyingly, who even if I'm sat on the sofa with my other half, we're watching something on DVD or TV or whatever. I've also got my laptop out at the same time, and my iPad out at the same time. I'm always doing something else. So I'm either marketing and like creating posters, and it's like I'm
Yeah.
not got ADHD, nothing like that, but I'm always focused on something. So I think for me to connect myself back to me is putting all that down, going to the gym, or even doing painting. That connects me to me as well when I do my painting
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So it's
I mean,
those little
how
things.
exactly? How often do you go for a walk in nature and you get the downloads? Oh, and you get this and you get that. You'd get it at the gym. You get a download. It's
Yeah,
like because you're disconnected and you're just in the moment. You're in that time. You're giving yourself that space. Exactly. Or being creative, making,
yeah,
painting, drawing, all of that sort of stuff. It's just closing off the world and that chitter chatter that goes on. And I think that we need to do more of that. I don't know anyone that sits there meditating. I tell you what, I couldn't sit there meditating if I tried. It's just doing the things that, like me in the garden, doing some pottery, cleaning my pots and, moving my plants from this pot to
absolutely.
there. I absolutely love that. So
Yeah,
do more of that. I feel that's
absolutely.
that's more about connecting with yourself.
Yeah. Thanks,
Um,
Pat. Patrick's got to go. He's got a chance. But thank you, Patrick, for joining. Thank you for your questions. Appreciate that. Thank you, Patrick. Take care of yourself. Oh, Pat has said, "Hi, David. I had a psychic follow. Oh, here we go. A psychic follow me on TikTok and tell me I was cursed since birth. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That's a nice message to wake up to. She was scaring the shit out of me. I had to block her. She kept messaging me and saying she can help me. No, she can't because you ain't got a curse on you, in my opinion.
you know what,
Honestly,
Pat, you're doing well because I usually get, do you want to be my sugar baby?
how do you get those kind of messages? Pat, let me tell you, look, different people are going to have different opinions on this, but I personally don't believe in curses. I believe these people who are telling you this are the exact ones that we talk out about. These people that get off on fear, that they lead with fear and not with love. So it's very opposite to what we do. To almost frighten you into submission. To, if you get rid of this curse, you can pay me this money and I'll get rid of the curse off you. There is no curse, because I don't believe that anything can attach to us which we have not given it permission to. We've all got our own energy, right? And we can only invite in what we invite in. No one's going to invite a curse into themselves. And so I don't believe that is the case whatsoever. It's more of a money-making thing, a scammer who wants to frighten you into, like all these scammers do, whether it be a scammer, saying, you're due an insurance payout, and if you give us your credit card details, we'll pay you this insurance payout or a tax payout, or these different scams that go around. And it's no different to that. It's frightening people into handing over cash. But I don't believe, and look, if we've all got a spirit guide, shall we say, if we've all got spirit guides and you've got a curse, then your spirit guides need sacking. So same for these people who say, you've got an attachment. Well, if I've got an attachment, I can you get rid of my spirit guide, please? Can I have a new one? Because my spirit guide's there. If my spirit guides are there to protect me, none of that should happen. So that's how I see it anyway. Because I think there's so much hypocrisy and contradiction in this industry. It's like, oh, come on. Can't say one thing and then contradict it with the other. So Pat, block, even report that person. And I know TikTok and all these social media platforms do nothing about it, but report and block and don't pay any attention. You're not cursed, my darling. You're not cursed. Definitely a scammer out for what they can get. Shame on them.
I've got Susan here, and she's written, my mother died 4 years ago. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. I know what that feels like. She suffered from dementia. I know that feeling as well. I got 3 dreams of her. She looked younger and happy.
Absolutely.
And you know what? She would be. Absolutely. Yeah. Every dream that my mama comes through, she looks so freaking amazing. And in my dreams, I actually go, you need to walk slower. You're going to fall and hurt yourself. And she looks at me in my dreams and goes, I'm fine. Look at me.
Yeah.
I'm really well. So, Susan, please know that your mum is doing amazing in spirit. She has got no pain. She has got no dementia. Everything would be back to her healthy body, to her healthy soul. Not that she has a body, but she is amazing. She's doing amazing. So if you're dreaming about her, that is a visitation. If you can wake up and remember that dream and it felt so real, that is your mum coming and saying hello to you. She obviously got stuff going on, or you've been going through a bit of a turbulent time, because I feel that they drop in at those times just to remind you that they're around and they know that this is happening and that they're beside you, just giving you that, that love from a distance. I always feel that my mum always knows, like whenever I'm going through something, and I always think, I wish she was here. And then I have a dream visitation, or I just feel her energy. It means that she's there, that she knows that you're going through something, and just wanting to remind you that she's with you in this moment. So your mum is visiting you. Susan, never feel that she is still struggling or that she is battling dementia. She is not anymore. I promise you that.
Absolutely. No, I definitely absolutely agree. Absolutely. Pat, you're welcome, my darling. She kept changing her name when I block her. We'll keep blocking her. She'll soon get the message. But yeah, protect yourself, Pat. Block, delete, report, whatever. Don't pay any attention. And as Colin said there, stand in your light, Pat, and smile at those types of minds. I know these people, honestly. Right. Let's see if there's any other questions. Otherwise, we will start wrapping it up. But if you've got any last few questions. Denise Ann Hale. Great surname.
Yes.
Are we related, Anne? Denise, Anne, I should say. Why does it feel like I've lost my connections recently? Well, I think we all go through that, Denise. I certainly have. I know Glenda has as well. And it's those moments you go, why am I not feeling spirit? Where are my guides gone? Have they left me? And you do feel that because I don't see my guides all the time at all. I know they're about, but I don't see them or feel them all the time. I think sometimes, Denise, we go through those moments of feeling like we've lost the connection, um, because I think sometimes spirit do step back to allow us to reflect and assimilate and to reflect on, okay, what have we learned? Because in this industry, or just in this way of life, shall we say, we keep going, like on a hamster wheel, don't we? We don't get off and stop and look at what we've done. And I think sometimes we just need to stop for a minute and go, okay, what have I learned? What have my lessons been in this? What have I built upon? What's got better? Now, has my evidence got better? Has my philosophy got better? Has this got better? But unless we stop and think about it, we just keep going and never really learn much. So I think sometimes it's just spirit have not left you. I think sometimes, again, they just step back to allow us that space to go, right, what have I learned and where am I going next? And I certainly feel, me and Glenda, I've spoke about this before, is that I think we spoke about yesterday, Glenda, where Glenda's just been on holiday for 2 weeks. I'm going on holiday in 2 weeks, for 2 weeks. And I know that when I come back, I'll be going to myself, how am I going to do my next demonstration? I've not done it for 2, 3 weeks.
I just did that yesterday.
Yeah, we think, oh, can I still do it? Because I've not done it for 2 or 3 weeks. And I just feel, because when I go on holiday, I completely shut off. I'm off. I'm not connected. That's it. So when I come back and I've got a demonstration planned, I'm like, oh, bugger, is it going to work? But it will work because you know what you're doing. Your intention is there to work and you do it. So it's a usual thing, Denise. Don't panic. Don't panic. And thank you, Anne, very much for joining. And Anne's got to go. She's got an appointment, self-care and all that. Absolutely. Self-care is important, people. Thank you, Anne, for joining. See you soon. So Denise, hope that answered your question, if I'm saying that right. But any other questions? Otherwise, we will wrap it up.
Yeah, I think I text Kazza all the time going, I wonder if I can still do this. David, do you think I can still do this? I think it's because we do it a lot. Like we work every day or every second day or however long you work. And then when you don't have that connection with spirit, you feel lost. I feel lost because I've had like 2 weeks off and I'm like, oh my God, can I do this? Am I able to do this? Or how long has it been since I've done a demonstration? Oh shit, is it going to work? It always works. It's just got to step out of that comfort zone again because you've just got comfortable. I mean, I don't want to work, but I've got readings and healings booked up till the end of the month, and I'll think, oh my God, can I even do this? So absolutely, they'll come in and they'll be there to hold your hand and help you through it because at the end of the day, we need them, they need us, and we need each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Colin says, so thanks, David, and thank you, Glenda. Really enjoyed the Spirit Lounge. When is the next one? Well, we don't know. So, Colin, and for anyone else that's listening, we do have our Spirit Lounge is a podcast, and there are 33 episodes we've done already. So you can go into Spotify or YouTube. And you can watch the interviews that we've done and listen to the rest of the episodes that we've done. So if you do want to have a listen, just search Spirit Lounge on Spotify or any other platforms that you get your podcast from. And we have episodes there. This is the first live one that we've ever done. And so we hope people enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed it. So been some good questions there. And this will be uploaded as an episode for tomorrow as well. So those people that couldn't be here today, live and in the flesh, you can listen back to this conversation on Wednesday morning. But you never know, we might come back with some more live ones next year because we are aware that we are coming towards the end of 2025 already. And there's not really much time of this year left, considering I'm going on holiday and then we've got Christmas and all those things. But talking about Christmas, people, we are going to be in the Spirit Lounge with Bill Hughes, psychic medium, on the 14th of December. And that's going to be an evening of mediumship messages and psychic readings. So for tickets, go to my website and go to my calendar, find the 14th of December, and you can book your tickets there. And that one will not be, there'll be a Q&A at the end, but the majority of the evening will be readings from myself, Bill and Glenda working together to give readings. So tickets are available, and I'll put the link somewhere at the end of this video, somewhere when I work out the technicalities of it. So yes,
Everyone's
so that's it.
Going, yeah.
Everyone, yeah.
Kaz is going. Thanks for coming along, Kazza.
I think lovely comments, people. Thank you. So I've got some nice comments there, Glenda. So that people have enjoyed it. So maybe consider doing this again, I guess, in the new year, maybe when we've got before we start planning things in for next year. So if you enjoyed it, people, we'll come back and do it again. But say in the meantime, you can listen back to the pre-recorded episodes that are on the podcast already.
Yeah, and follow my page, follow David's page.
Follow Glenda's page, follow this page as well. Yeah.
So you know when we're going live.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got Glenda Marie, psychic medium, and you've got David H, spiritual medium. So give us a follow on Facebook and also Instagram as well. I am on TikTok, but I do videos now and again, but I'm not so often on there, nor is Glenda, because we can't stand it over there. So there you go. So mostly Facebook and TikTok. But yeah, that's it, people, I think. Glenda, it's been a pleasure as always. I've enjoyed it today.
It's been fun. It's been interactive, and next time we'll do one on my page and see if we get a different variety of messages and follow, people commenting.
Just because
we'll see how we go.
Yeah, just because the time zones as well, because obviously you're 9 hours ahead. No, it's 10 hours ahead now, isn't it? Because our clocks went back, unless yours has moved as well. So So thank you, Colin, for wishing me a good holiday. I can't wait for it, and I'll come back nice and bronzed hopefully next time to try and match Glenda, the golden goddess over there. Well, that's it. So I'm going to stop rabbiting on now, but again, we appreciate you all. Thanks all for listening and for watching live and in the flesh today. And if you are listening to this back on Wednesday morning, we hope you have enjoyed the episode and you can join us next time. But take care, people, look after yourselves, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Thank you so much for joining us in the Spirit Lounge today. We hope you enjoyed the discussion.
Yes, and if there's a spiritual topic you'd like us to discuss, or if there's a spiritual question you'd like our input into, then please send those topics and questions to us at glenda-marie1@hotmail.com, and we will get to them as soon as possible.
Lastly, if you could like and share this podcast, as well as leaving us a comment or review about what you thought, then that would really help us out and we'd be very grateful.
We would indeed. But it's bye from me.
And it's bye from me.
Join us again soon in the Spirit Lounge.